Mike, check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and it's been a busy day. Haven't really had a chance to make many videos just because of all of the sorting that I've been doing. Just clearing out, doing a lot of clearing out, and I'm actually getting ready to do a big chunk of selling. Going to be selling off a good chunk of items, or at least trading them. But I'll share more about that in the future. For now, I wanted to go over 7 limited edition Nintendo Switch games that I felt were worth keeping in my collection. And we're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right into it. The first one is Hunt Down Collector's Edition. Now, the reason why I decided to keep this one, and the reason why this copy is still sealed, is because I actually have a limited edition version of this game for the PlayStation 4. That one is open. But these are really cool because not only do they come with like the special edition paperwork and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love a good sketchbook and all that jazz. But this actually comes with an action figure of one of the 3 main characters there. It comes with a bunch of patches that you can sew on to like a jacket or a hat, which I think is cool. Has a bunch of stickers. I think there's a pin that comes in there. There's just so many really cool collector's item things that come in this box that really make it worthwhile. And so for that reason, this is definitely one that I would be keeping in the collection for sure. So the Hunt Down, if you can find this out in the wild, I would say this is one of the few limited edition Switch games that I would say you might want to go ahead and try and pick up. The next one is going to be River City Girls Zero. So for those of you who follow the channel for long enough, you know that I'm a huge fan of the River City Girls, or at least River City Girls, the first game. I do have River City Girls 2, and I had the standard edition River City Girls 0, but I actually wound up selling that copy because I did have the limited edition copy. While my copy is sealed, it does have that little hole right there, like the plastic is tearing at the seams. Be that as it may, I thought that this was really cool because you do get the 2 main characters and they come with like different facial expressions that you can pop on there, different hand movements that you can pop on there. So these are actually some really cool action figures. And then obviously you have a lot of the standard limited edition stuff that comes in most Switch limited editions. But again, this is just another one of those limited edition Switch games where you're getting a solid bang for your buck. And that's a good chunk of the reason why I decided to keep that one in the collection. Next up, we have some more basic limited edition games here. So Battle Axe Badge Edition. Now, I remember when they first announced Battle Axe was coming out, and I was just floored by the awesome looking 2D sprite work in this game. It's like a top-down Zelda style game. It's like an action RPG type of game, but it has that top-down view. Very, very cool game. You can play by yourself, 2 players. The characters are all quirky and cool in their own way. And this is just one of those limited edition games that I honestly thought that this was going to really blow up. And it didn't. The limited edition of this game actually sat at around 30 or 40 bucks for a while. I don't know where it's at now. But if you can find this game at a good price, I'd say pick it up. This is a fun one. I did have the standard edition of this game, played it a little bit, sold it when I sold off my Switch collection. But this is another one I would definitely keep an eye out for. Okay, this next one, everybody knows about this game. Shakedown Hawaii. So Shakedown Hawaii is on so many consoles, so many systems. You could get this game on the Vita, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3. So there's really nothing exclusive about the game itself. I do think you get some extra little trinkets here in the limited edition version here, but this is kind of like old school Grand Theft Autos vibes is what I get from this, like GTA, that whole top down, kind of like run and gun, shoot 'em type of game. Haven't really played this a lot. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I ever played this at all because I don't think I ever got the standard edition version of this game. But again, what really drew me in with this one was, again, those 2D graphics. I just thought the game looked really good. I'm a sprite work fanatic. So if it looks cool, especially at the time that I was collecting for the Switch, if it looked like a good looking sprite based game, I was definitely all over it. So it's one that I think is still cool. And Shakedown Hawaii is actually pretty expensive on the Switch. It's like $100 game. Why, I don't know. But I've seen this go for between 100 to 120 bucks online. This one's an expensive one. That one I do know. Here's one that I had. So I bought multiple copies of this game. So Hyperlight Drifter. This was a really cool game because this was like a true indie game. I remember reading the story about the developer for this game, and I feel like there's like a spiritual successor to this game. I just can't remember the name of it. But this is a pretty cool one. Again, has that whole top down. It's like a top down action style game. Very cool sprite work. And I think the extras in this was what drew me to it as well. Really cool keychain. I'm a sucker for like keychains, like micro arcades. You know, some of these limited editions, they come with like the micro arcades in them, like micro game gears in them. This was one of those ones that's just a really cool story behind this game. It's been so long since I've really like dove into my Switch collection that I cannot remember, but I know this was a very cool indie title. The creator of this game had a very interesting story. I got to go back and read up on it, but this is a cool one. I had multiple copies. The value of this one did jump up a bit. I decided to keep it. One day I'll hopefully be able to dive into this a bit more. Next up, we have Shinobito. Now, this is a game that I actually attempted to sell a couple of times. And this at one point was one of the most expensive games in my Switch collection. This was at over $100 easily. But I think the thing with this game is that it is a very cool shooter. So it's a cool shoot 'em up game. But the thing with this game is that it's very explicit. And it has a lot of, for lack of better terms, just like satanic symbolism to it. This one's a trip, man. Shinobito is, oh no, sorry, what am I saying, Shinobito? This is Shikondo, sorry. I don't know, why am I thinking Shinobito? I must have been thinking about that game, but Shikondo is definitely, it's a cool shoot 'em up. It's a bullet hell shooter, but it's like a, I don't know, there's something real trippy about this game. It is an expensive one. I haven't seen this one a ton anywhere, but it's kind of rare. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to sell it. I debate, go back and forth on this one, but I can't say to pick this one up, to be honest with you. I can't recommend this one. If you're a diehard shoot 'em up fan and you really want to collect all the shoot 'em ups on the Switch, then go for it. But Shikondo is definitely one that is a little touch and go for me. All right, last but not least, this one's definitely dope. And that is Star Hunter DX and Space Moth Lunar Edition. These are just a couple of really cool bullet hell shoot 'em ups. Very cool combo on here. I think you get both games in this pack here. A bunch of really cool stuff. With it being a limited edition, a bunch of really cool treats in the box. I had like a few copies of this. I want to say I had like 3 copies of this. This was when like I was collecting like when Switch games were just like hot. I remember when a limited edition Switch game, if it dropped, you had to buy it like right away because if you didn't, it was immediately going for a double the next day on eBay. And that was like at the peak of like limited run and super rare games. Like if you didn't catch the games on release, they were like ridiculously priced the next day. And then I think what happened was limited run, you started seeing more limited run games in like Best Buy. Then limited run, I think they did the deal with Amazon. So limited run kind of lost that flair. Like, the urgency behind picking up limited run games was basically gone. And then like with companies like Strictly Limited and Super Rare and Nicalis and First Press Games and Pixel Heart Games and Red Art Games, and there's so many like different companies that had their own like limited edition stuff. After a while, I think just people got burnt out. Like so many games were coming out and if it wasn't like a really like a major standout title, then I don't think people were on it as much anymore. I know Strictly Limited just recently released a game called Iron Meat, which I've heard is a really good game. I haven't gotten around to picking that one up yet. It last time I checked, it looked like it was close to selling out. So it looks like some of those games still sell out when they're really good. And usually the games that sell out are a lot of those like modern retro classic style games. They tend to do some like real off the cuff, off the wall style games for the Switch that I don't know if those resonate as much. Um, because you gotta, let's just be honest, like little kids aren't buying these games. It's really adults that are buying these games. So I think if the game doesn't appeal to a certain demographic, it'll just sit on the website. But yeah, those are the limited edition games that I would say you might want to look into picking up. Just going through the storage room here, just kind of putting some stuff together. I think I'm going to be going to a trade event pretty soon here, like within the next week or so, where I bring a bunch of Switch limited edition games that I'm taking out of my collection, a bunch of like 360 stuff, a bunch of retro games. I think I'm going to be bringing a couple $1,000 worth of games and collectibles and maybe even some toys and stuff to this event. And it's supposed to be like a trade event where different people can come. Whoever wants to come, they can come and set up and bring some stuff for trade. And I think I'm going to get rid of some of these things that I have in the collection here. One that I've been wanting to get rid of for sure has been this Castlevania collection piece here. Been wanting to get rid of this for some time, so we'll probably get rid of that. And then I have like this limited edition what is this limited edition Axium Verge and Axiom Verge 2, so I may get rid of that as well. I would take that out the box, but I'm just too lazy right now to take that out. But both of those come with like really cool those like art frames that you can hang. I'll just take it out. Can I grab it with one hand? Let's see. I think I can. All right, there we go. Yeah, so the cool thing about this copy of Axiom Verge is that it comes with like this really cool art piece. I thought that was sick the first time I saw it, and that's the reason why I've kept it. I think I'll probably open this up and take that out because I really do want to hang it like in my game room when I actually set up a game room. There's a few things that I want to have in there, and I just thought that was like really sick. I don't know if you could see it too well, so let me see if I can lay it flat. There you go. I think that's a better shot of it. Wait, all right, there we go. Yeah, so just looking at that, like, look at that art frame. It's sick, and I think it has like a built-in light, so it lights up. I just love that. I think that looks so sick. So that was a big part of the reason why I picked that up. Plus, Axiom Verge is like a very cool, like, Super Metroid clone of a game. But yeah, so just a few things that I'm kind of diving through. As you can see, I've been spending a lot of time just in the storage room. Haven't been able to make as many videos today, but I will be back on it. Tomorrow's a new day. I may be stopping by a really cool and well-known retro game store, so we'll see if I can find anything there. And outside of that, hopefully you all enjoyed your week. It's Friday, the weekend's here. Hopefully you get to spend some time with friends and family and do something fun. All right, until the next time, I will catch you in the next video. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.